Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is to explore more about the compassionate narcissist, the kind of narcissistic person who is highly dangerous to others as they don't have compassion for others. They use the pretense of having compassion for others in order to gain something for themselves. They lack the empathy to care for others. However, they will use another person's vulnerabilities so they can create conflict, they can create drama, they can create chaos between people. So they can get the people that they don't like isolated from a community. They can get the people who can potentially expose them not believed. They can smear people's names, they can discredit people in a manner where those who the compassionate narcissistic person is discrediting is unable to speak up for themselves because they end up getting attacked for voicing their opinion. The very thing that the compassionate narcissist is claiming to dislike and claiming to protect in another, trying to stop another person getting attacked. However, it shows that they lack the empathy, they lack the compassion, they lack the ability to see another person's perspectives, they lack the listening skills, as they are most happy to attack another person, often by playing the victim in some way so that the other person is no longer allowed to defend themselves back. And it creates a mass divide between people, those who can see the perspectives and have genuine compassion that somebody is being attacked for just speaking their personal truth, and those who are self-righteous, the compassionate narcissist who is self-righteous and entitled and believes that they know more than everybody else and is arrogant and unwilling to listen to another person's opinion. However, the victim mentality and the way they go around it, the way they play the victim to gain enablers in order to support the compassionate narcissist in their attack on other people. They gain flying monkeys in order to do the dirty work for them and then claim that, well, that's not really what I wanted them to do. It wasn't me that did that. That was them. They took that on board for themselves. I don't agree with that kind of behaviour. The compassionate narcissist is within any narcissistic person, as they can treat you so well and they can claim to care when they turn around and say, it's for your own good. It's not for your own good, it's for that individual narcissistic person's own good. However, as people can do something, believing it's for the own good of the other person, believing they're helping the other person out, this can happen in daily life anyway. However, those who are believing they're helping the other person out wouldn't then go and attack the person who didn't listen to them. Those narcissistic people who show the narcissistic compassion will stop you from doing something, tell you that it's for your own good, and then attack you, sabotage you if you continue to go ahead and do it while claiming it's for in your best interest, when it's not. It's in that narcissist's best interest. These are the narcissistic people who covertly act like they care in order to gain attention, be it sympathetic attention or admiration, that grandioseness of look how amazing they are at helping people out that they often know very little to nothing about within themselves. These are the kinds of people who, when you ask them a question about their beliefs, their agenda, their religion, their values, they don't have the answers. And we can notice that they don't have the answers, as instead of just saying, oh, I'm not sure about that, they turn around and attack you. They pull you down in some way. They have a go at you. They throw accusations at you. They accuse you of being discriminative. They accuse you of attacking them. They accuse you of not listening to them, when all the time they're unwilling and unable to listen to you. They are that stuck on their own beliefs and values. They're unwilling to listen to another person's perspective, and they don't think that other people deserve their own religion, their own beliefs, their own values, and they just go around creating conflict instead of sort of recognizing that, well, that is your belief, yes, and this is mine. Can we see eye to eye? Not really. Well, let's just, you live your life, I'll live my life. They don't. They seek to gain a mass support of enablers and flying monkeys to attack those people, to turn those people onto their side. And when those people don't turn onto their side, they use very covert manipulation tactics in order to get people to agree to the compassionate narcissist beliefs. They can go all out to look like they're protecting someone or something, whether they're looking like they're protecting a religion, looking like they're protecting a culture, looking like they're protecting a race, looking like they're protecting a belief. However, they go about doing this so they look like they're protecting, because they apparently so care so much. However, the very thing they're against, which is people putting other people down, people attacking other people, they are going to do by attacking those who don't agree with the way the compassionate narcissist is going about things, that don't agree that other people are allowed their own points of view, that other people don't have to walk the same line as you, just have to respect the difference. They're not willing to respect the difference. Therefore, if you don't agree with them, they're going to attack you, which is the very thing they're claiming they're trying to stop you doing, attacking other people, by attacking you. Yet they do it in the pretense of they're doing good for others, or they play the victim. So people can't call them out on their behaviour, because the second you do try to call them out on their behaviour, they turn into the woe is me victim, and they turn everybody against you. They don't allow the freedom of speech. They don't allow the freedom for people to think for themselves. They want people to think in that compassionate narcissist's best interest. Now, we are all capable of calling people out. However, it's usually for a positive sum gain. It's usually so that everybody potentially wins in one way or another. With a narcissistic, compassionate person, they are calling other people out for a negative sum game. They're calling people out so that they can win, and they can win at all costs to you. It's those double standards. They're pretending to be oh so caring and compassionate that nobody's allowed to attack them, or nobody's allowed to attack that certain belief they have, that certain religion, culture, sex, whatever it is. Nobody's allowed to attack that. But with their double standards, they're allowed to attack those who are just trying to simply point out another point of view, or just don't agree with them, aren't buying into it, or those who simply just do not understand it because they're not from that background, they're not from that religion, they're not from that race, they're not from that culture. They aren't living that life, so they simply do not understand it. So they might just ask a question in order to gain some understanding, and the compassionate narcissist is literally going to tear strips off them, usually because the compassionate narcissist doesn't know themselves, and as they don't know themselves, they don't have the answers, so they turn to their arrogance due to their own inadequacies. So they seek to tear the other person down. They seek to exploit the situation by playing the victim, claiming that that person is attacking them. They are the typical school ground bully who goes around pushing everybody else's buttons And then as soon as somebody reacts to them in a positive or negative way, whether they rage out at them or whether they just simply question them, as soon as somebody reacts to them, they go grassing, they go snitching, they go getting everybody else in trouble. So they're allowed to speak, but nobody else is allowed to speak out against them. Yet they use it under the pretense that they are compassionate and caring, or they pull on other people's compassion, other people's sympathy to stick up for them and stand up for them when they're the ones that are causing the trouble. They don't just straight out tell you they don't like you. They pretend to like you and then they manipulate you. And if someone walks into your life and just for whatever reason doesn't like you and ignores you straight away, they then get criticised for being the ones that are ignoring you, when actually they're just being themselves. They're not putting on that front of how much they care and like you and then talking badly of you behind your back. They're being honest, and yes, it's hurtful. However, it's honest. You know where you stand with that person. You don't know where you stand with a compassionate narcissistic person. They act nice to exploit people. They act caring to exploit people. They play the victim to exploit people. They're not looking for a two-way conversation. They have very poor listening skills, and it's usually because they don't have the answers to the questions you're asking them. And they're not interested in your perspective. They're interested in you agreeing with them. You can have disagreeable people in the world. However, they're usually willing to see another person's point of view and disagree. You can have agreeable people in the world that will just go along with whatever for the easy life. And then you can have narcissistic people who believes that everyone should agree with them no matter what. They are people who are highly sensitive to criticism. We can all be sensitive to criticism. Most people turn inwards, question themselves, doubt themselves, wonder whether they're in the right or in the wrong. Narcissistic people, when they get criticised, they attack those who criticise them. They tear shreds off those who have criticised them, even if it's constructive criticism. They don't want that getting out there. They don't want other people seeing a different point of view. They want to play the victim of how that person is attacking them, and we must stop that person in their tracks before they attack other people. And we're doing it for the benefit of society when they're not. They're literally gleaning flying monkeys so that they can have everything their own way. They're dividing people. They need the reassurance from others that they're in the right. Whether they're in the right or not, it's not actually about being about right. It's about seeing different points of view and recognising the dangers and awareness. They have that victim mentality. They're usually incredibly envious of other people, so they can even seek to be as different as possible to other people so that they can go out and attack those that they are envious of. When it comes to dealing with a compassionate narcissistic person, you are not going to win with them, because they're either going to play the game of how they're trying to help other people and you're the one that's on the attack, or they're going to play the victim of how you're attacking them and all they're doing is trying to help people, when what they're actually doing is trying to persuade people to live life on their terms. And we can all get trapped when we see something unjust. We can all get trapped into that. How can we make this right? Genuine people will look for a genuine way. Narcissistic people step in to gain the reassurance, to gain the admiration, to cause conflict, to see people divided, and to feel smug that they're the puppet master of other people's lives. Narcissistic people lack empathy. However, they are very difficult to spot because they look like they have compassion towards others, when they actually just have compassion towards themselves and they are seeking to exploit others' compassion to meet a need of their own. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissistic behaviour and to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot get no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.